Welcome to the National Sports Podcast. All the facts, opinions, and debates. The National Sports Podcast starts now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the National Sports Podcast. Today we are joined by one of my friends, Jake Ramsey. Hello, Jake.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. We've done this with so many people. We're so happy to have you on because it's going to be some interesting conversation today. We got a couple sports to get to, and I know a lot of people are going to be excited for this one. So let's start off with the opening take today. There's been some stuff going on. Anything that you've been wanting to talk about?
Not much. I think for baseball, there's a lot of free agents coming out and a lot of good guys going on. And Celtics, they're just starting. They're doing pretty good.
Yeah. I don't have much else to add. Bruins been all right. Got a couple days off. Celtics coming back a little bit after a tough start. And how about the Patriots? Doing pretty good too. So
they're doing pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So Jake, the show's all about you. So how about you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the questions?
All right. So my name is Jacob Ramsey. I play baseball and basketball. Baseball, I like to catch a lot, and I'm a captain for my AAU team, Energy Baseball. And for basketball, I play shooting guard, and I play for the Wildcats.
Right. So, baseball position. Let's talk about it. What are the positions that you play on the field?
Yeah. So I love catching. It's like really fun, and I also play. And I play like middle infield, so second base, shortstop, and in the outfield too. I like playing everywhere, wherever the coach tells me.
Yeah, what about catching? Because last week, well, not last week, a couple weeks ago, we had Adam on, and he was talking about how that's one position he would never play. What is it about catching for you?
It's always action filled. Like every single pitch, you're part of it, and it's also like one of the big guys on the field. Like you get to lead the team too, just by seeing everything on the field.
Yeah, sorry about that. My dog is just moving around like a nice dog would do, right? But yeah, so let's talk about what's the wildest thing that's happened to you behind the plate.
It might be just what recently happened. Like just getting hit with the bat on the swing. That was kind of crazy. Just to end the game too. Just like running into my dugout crying. It was kind of bad.
Yeah, that was fun to hear about back in school. Yeah, so you got hit by the bat with the glove, right?
Yeah, it was just late in the game. They just said he was the last batter too because it was getting really dark. We don't have lights, and I just stuck my hand out and just right here, it is on the swing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely probably didn't feel so good. So what about the batting part of the game? I don't think people really take into perspective, especially for the level you're in AAU, how hard it is up there.
Oh yeah, definitely. A couple tournaments that I've done that I've gotten selected for and stuff like that. There are definitely pitchers there that that go above and beyond just practicing. The speed, it's a lot harder every single year you move up. For example, once you get up to the major leagues, I believe is said that if you blink, it's already gone. So it's that level of kind of guessing, but in a good way. Once the pitch is coming really fast at you.
Yeah. So I want to talk about your AAU team now, Energy Baseball, local team around here, pretty well-known organization in the area. And I want to talk about that compared to if I was just to go out there and play out in the Charlton leagues. So what were the major differences for you? What were the major things you had to adapt to going from just regular little league to a travel AAU team?
Yeah, I would say the major differences is definitely the competitiveness. Everyone wants to win. I mean, I'm saying in town you want to win too, you want to win, but I feel like it just takes it to another level. And parents are getting into it, coaches are getting into it. Everyone's into that game, and it's really not stressful. It's fun, kind of it gets more uplifting and more exciting.
Yeah, you can tell, especially when you go to a travel team, you can tell who is actually there to care, who's there and wants to play, and who's there just to mess around. Because that's definitely the part that you could tell, especially like for me, hockey. When you move up, you could tell, okay, these people are here because they want to be here. But when you're in the lower leagues, these people are just there because they just are there. They don't. Maybe I'm not gonna. I don't want to say they don't care, but not as much as someone would in a
They're
competitive.
just there to have fun, you know.
Yeah.
It's just
What have been the major challenges for you in baseball?
oh, definitely my height for sure. Because everyone pointed out I've been playing up ever since I started AAU. When I was 9 years old, I was 8, and so ever since then, I've been always the shortest kid on my team. So I've always had to work that extra step just to make up for the stuff that I couldn't get being a short athlete. So I've always had to work to achieve that.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into all that stuff that you've been doing, working to get to that next level. And I want to talk about something that recently happened to you just a couple days ago. You received some email regarding the tournament down in Florida. I mean, I don't know. This is something that every viewer out there could relate to, because I want you to kind of explain that to us a little bit.
Yeah, so basically, I got my invite for a perfect game tournament got accepted, so I was able to sign up. And January 29th to 30th, I'm going to be getting evaluated by Perfect Game staff, and we're going to go to their sports complex. And I'm going to see a lot of other guys with great talent, and it's going to be really cool.
We could be talking to a future perfect athlete on TV one day. Who knows? But I mean, how that must have made you feel really good, because you talked about those major challenges. You always being the shortest kid and all of that, and then all of a sudden you get invite to go see these guys in perfect game. Even if you don't make it to Florida, that's still a big deal.
Yeah, for sure. It's a big deal. It's really nice. I mean, I was in the middle of class because we were playing like Game Kid or something, and I just see like a notification pop up. I immediately like leave the game. I just wanted to see it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I mean, looking forward to it. What's the steps? What needs to happen for you to get there? What's the first step?
Oh, definitely. I need it. I've been working hard. I would think, but like I can always step my game up, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking my level of grind to another level, and I'm just going to work hard every day.
Well, we'll definitely be rooting for you to get there. So yeah, that's a big deal, going on to maybe one day a really big tournament. So first, before we get to basketball, which you also do, a double athlete here, let's talk about who's the top 3 MLB players for you.
For me, this is not skill wise, but I would say first I love Yadier Molina because he's a catcher, and he's just like, I don't know, he's kind of my role model. Is why I'm number 4. And what's it called? Ozzy Albies. I don't know. I love his swing. I love like his game. It's really cool. He's like a good athlete. Plays for the Braves. And lastly, I love Mike Trout too, because he's always been up there, and people ever since been trying to compare him to other people, and it's just like he's been consistently good, and he's just a really nice kid.
Yeah, no, I agree with Mike Trout. Everyone's always trying to compare him. Recently at the Little League World Series, I watched one of his interviews and how much like he was, just talking about the kids more than himself, and that's awesome to me to see that. I found that really awesome to see that from him, and then such a great product down there at the Little League World Series. I got to say, I love watching that every year, but yeah, that was cool to see. Yeah, Mike Trout definitely. So. Let's switch some gears here from baseball to basketball. I think I'm right when I say maybe your number 2 sport, but how is it over there? Winter time, nice, sport to play. What's talk about it for us?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I love basketball. I mean, it might be my second sport of baseball, but it's really fun because it takes a lot of cardiovascular energy, and it's just like it's a great sport too. And it's doesn't really get boring. It's like you always have to be on top of it to play, so I love that.
Yeah, you also play some competitive there too with the Wildcats, another travel team. So I mean, I don't know. I don't play basketball. I never have, but compared to like the school team to the Wildcats, what are the major differences there? Because basketball's pretty active.
Yeah, definitely. I think Because I mean, the middle school tryouts are just happening soon, so I mean, I'll get to get more in depth in that. But definitely Wildcats. It's a competitive level for being just a town travel team. I mean, we got some great people like on our roster, and we have like a great team. So obviously, we go against great competition, and they're really good too. You know,
Yeah, hopefully we
middle
get.
school.
Sorry, my bad.
Nah, you get middle school. It's just a whole. It's like the same level, but a little bit more intense just because it's for your whole school, you're representing your whole school, and so you just the want to do better, and like every aspect is higher.
Especially like with those rival schools, Dudley.
Yeah,
We don't want
definitely.
to lose to Dudley in our school, but I, hopefully we get some of those more basketball players on the show soon, and maybe when we get into the season, who knows what we'll have? Maybe some special reports from the basketball part. Who knows?
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
um, I think the athleticism between baseball and basketball are like two different things. I guess hand-eye coordination in both. But what position do you play in basketball?
Yeah, I play a shooting guard, and our team just calls it number two because we like in our plays, we go from 1 through 5. So I'm like the number two, the guard. Yeah, it's a good position. I like shooting the ball a lot.
So I'm sure in basketball, height has been a challenge too for you. How would you talk about those challenges for us?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's moving without the ball. That's like a key thing. Like it doesn't really necessarily matter their height. You can always do something to get out their way and to get open. Okay, like.
Yeah, I always find that even in hockey, like the shortest kids are the ones that put like the most. They get into those dirty spots more than like the 6 foot guys. So I think that's something that's definitely true. And I've seen it in basketball too. That like they get in there, they do the grind. What has been your best moment in basketball?
Basketball or baseball? Basketball.
Yeah, We're gonna go back to baseball in a second, but basketball.
Oh yeah, basketball definitely going undefeated as a Wildcat. That was insane. We
Oh,
won
that's gotta
one
be
game.
awesome.
Well, it's actually close because I like that memory a ton. But also, we did beat another school, Mendon Upton, which didn't lose in 3 years, and it was like down to the wire. It was a crazy game, and we won. So it was like all jumping around and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, that's I like those games. And you play a team that like we played a team once that was undefeated and we were not doing so great at the time and we just
Yeah,
won. And then that just gave us the momentum to go as
yeah,
far as we
definitely.
needed to. Um, yeah, that's something. What about baseball? What's that moment?
Oh, I gotta say my first home run. I've gotten I think 4. Yeah, hold on. 2. My first home run ball. This is my first home run ball. It's in like this container here. And then my second 2 were both, or my third and fourth are both in Cooperstown, and they're both in here.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
they're like really good items.
definitely that's very cool to see. Um,
It feels really good, like when you just hit the ball at the park and you're running around the bases, you're like smiling and stuff. It's
I
really
know,
cool.
especially that first one. It's got to be the best moment you've ever had in your career, like you said. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, So, what about who would be your number one basketball player out of anyone in that? It could be active, it could be inactive.
Okay, active. I would definitely say Jason Tatum, just because, not only just because he's like plays for Boston, but I've watched him ever since he like his first year in college. I've watched him for a long time, and he's grown so much as like a great player, and so I love him. And then all time, I would say probably Michael Jordan. He's
Yeah,
he's the goat. I love him. He's really good at the game.
yeah, so, yeah. That's gotta be everybody's answer. Michael Jordan, definitely for me too. I liked watching that documentary, The Last Dance.
Oh
Really
yeah, that's great. That's great.
awesome documentary, and they got one coming out with Brady soon too. But I don't think they'll ever top that one. But yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, I want to talk about something else. Your training that you've been putting in. So, those of you that don't know, Jake is pretty big into his workouts, his training, and it's a lot of work. So let's get into that a little bit.
Yeah, so we made a schedule like now Tuesdays and Wednesdays I do team workouts with my team Energy in Energy Baseball. But also every other day I go to the actual gym, and I obviously like put in work there too. And then third I go to my gym at my house, and I work here too. So it's crazy, but it's fun, you know.
Yeah, that's the stuff you gotta do. You gotta put in that work that takes you to the next level, especially in sports.
I always like whenever I like feel like I'm not doing it, like I just think back of what my dream is, and I know that if I put the work in now, then it'll pay off in the future. You know.
That's an awesome way to think about it, because I mean I think that's a lot of people can relate to that. You know, they start something and then they're like, yeah, I just don't want to do this anymore. But you got to get that. You have to have that motivation. And I know you're also you're about that inspiration too. I mean, we can see some of your stuff you know some of the things you share and stuff like that. Very inspirational things too that help build people up.
Yeah, because I think it's important that not only like I know I want to achieve my dream, and I know that I want to succeed in what I want to succeed in, and I know, but I also want other people to succeed too. So I like try to, I try to provide motivation, inspiration for those who need it too, just so they can, they can achieve their dreams as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, because I know that I want to be a sports announcer and I'm motivated to get there. And I'm sure a lot of people like you're motivated to do what you want to do. And I'm sure there's people out there that just don't even they want to do something, but they can't, they just don't got that. And it's awesome when you can give them that.
Yeah.
So finally, there's a series that Jake's got going on his Snapchat story. Those of you that don't know him like that you won't understand this. But we're going to talk about it a little bit here, because this is another way to build up that work and get to the next level. It's called his daily swim. So you take a baseball swing every day. What are we almost on? Are you almost on 60 days coming up here soon?
Today is day 64.
Today's day 64. So you're almost on 70, getting closer to 100. So for 64 days, almost 5-6 months, almost half of a year. About no, not half a year. I wouldn't. Let me think. Probably 4 or 5 months. But anyway, not good at math. So anyway, let's talk about how did number one, how did you come up with that idea?
So, I have this like these daily things on this calendar, and it's like every day it's 50 swings, 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, and then like pull-ups or pop-ups for catching, stuff like that. But I realized that if I have to do daily swings every day, might as well try to get other people to do something daily too. Because every day, if you do something every day, get 1% better every day, eventually you're gonna be better than you ever thought you could be.
Well, off of that point, you've gotten me to do some daily shots every day. You've gotten other people from the school to do that too. So it definitely worked out for you on what you wanted to accomplish, because today, I know me, Spencer, who we'll get on here soon, has done them too. So it's always something that's awesome. It's fun to watch too, because you can, I don't know, I started watching when I added you, so a couple months ago, and you can just see the progression from everybody. I can see the progression, what I'm doing on only 21 days. So yeah, it's totally right. Just doing something every day, and some like
big goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big goal is definitely like 100 days. And then I've been telling people, like once I get to 100 days, I'm going to start something else too, just because, doing something every day, like I said, it's a good habit to get into.
Sounds like a great idea. Get to day 100 and something else to do. Start over, see if we get to 100. That's a good idea. I wonder, what is he going to do, guys? We'll have to get him back on and find out. But anyway, thanks so much for joining me today, Jake. It was a really fun episode. We talked about a lot of stuff, and definitely want to get you on again later on in the basketball season. Maybe we get you on with the basketball team. Who knows? This podcast is continuing to expand day by day. So thanks so much for joining us. Any final thoughts?
Nothing much. Just be you, everyone.
All right. Thanks, Jake. Have a great day, guys.
Bye. Bye.